Hi there, Taurus. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl, and we're looking at June 22nd through June 28th. And this week, Taurians, we are well and truly out of the Mercury retrograde storm. And financially, you should be feeling a lot more comfortable about things. I know that Mercury was out of phase in your second house of self-esteem and self-worth. So for many of you, you may have felt as if you were under siege financially and that you weren't really getting exactly what you needed out of your financial, status, that you were worried about missing things on your credit cards. And I kept telling you to check your credit cards and then check them again just to make sure they were A-okay. So you can, really, hold off on worrying too much about that now. There are two very different energies on the agenda this week, Taurians. The first one is a balanced trine that could make things take off like a firecracker for many of you. And the second is a difficult sign change that shows us how to move sideways. On Monday, June 22nd, Jupiter, the opportunity planet, and Uranus, the planet of unexpected moves, come together in a harmonious blend of faith in the unusual and unexpected. This is the second time of year that Jupiter and Uranus have made a fire trine. March 3rd was the last time. But this time the two planets have an even more positive impact because Jupiter is moving forward. Since a Jupiter-Uranus combination is slanted towards science and technology, one can only imagine what gadget some 10-year-old genius in Pakistan or one of those countries where the geniuses come from, let's be honest, will invent, impacting our lives for the next 20 years or so. This aspect also opens up a small window of opportunity for gambling and other risk takers that will last until the end of the week. Now, I actually know quite a few Taurians who are gamblers, as in they love to get some scratchies, they love to back the horses. I think maybe it's a bit of an earthy thing. There's Capricorns that like doing it too, have a punt, as they say. So this is one of those weeks when you may feel a bit more inclined to do so. But, the more you gamble, the more you stand to lose, the more you stand to win. So it's one of those tricky situations where you're not quite sure how much to lay out. And I think if you're not a seasoned gambler, it's really important just to look at it as a bit of fun. Otherwise, you could lose hundreds of dollars, and then you realize what you could have bought with the hundreds of dollars, and you'll be bummed out. The energy shifts to Mars on Wednesday, June 24, when it moves into Cancer for the next 6 weeks, your third house of communication, siblings, and neighbors. And Mars in Cancer is kind of a difficult situation because Mars is like the brute force, knock down your front door kind of energy. And Cancer, of course, is domestic and loving and, soft and moves sideways, meaning that if you ask a Cancer a straight question, you're not going to get a straight answer. It's going to be an answer that goes around a little bit. So it's harder than usual to make things happen when action Jackson Mars is under the sway of an emotional energy like Cancer, which gets moody and has a tendency to move sideways, to get out of conflicts. Your best bet with this planet sign combination is to opt out of the offensive line and handle your aggressions by either running a slant route or playing for the defense. You'll work it out. Have a great week, Taurians, and I will speak to you again next week.